And the Oscar goes to Ke Huy Quan.
Ke Huy Quan is a name that has now become synonymous with wholesome comebacks and hard-earned successes.
Dreams are something you have to believe in.
But before he became the famous Waymond from Everything Everywhere All at Once, he was Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
You listen to me more, you live longer.
This is Ke Huy Quan's story, one of resilience and determination as an immigrant in a new country. Ke Huy Quan was born in Saigon, South Vietnam in 1971, but he and his family were forced to escape the nation when the North Vietnamese army invaded in 1978. His dad and 5 of his kids escaped to Hong Kong, while his mom and 3 of her kids went to Malaysia. With the help of the United States Refugee Admissions Program, the family finally settled in the country in 1979. But Quan's big break came in 1984 when he was chosen to play Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I step where you step. I touch nothing.
Quan continued to captivate audiences with his talent, starring in the 1985 cult classic The Goonies as the lovable inventor Richard Data Wang. He played a pickpocket orphan in the 1986 Taiwanese movie It Takes a Thief, and appeared in the Japanese movie Passengers in 1987 with the Japanese idol singer Honda Minako. In 1991, Quan starred in the movie Breathing Fire, showcasing his martial arts skills, and had a small role in Encino Man the following year. He played the starring role in the 1993 Mandarin language TV show The Big Eunuch and the Little Carpenter, which ran for 40 episodes. He also starred in the 1996 Hong Kong-Vietnam co-production Red Pirate. The struggle to find acting roles for actor Quan was a painful period in his life. At the age of 23, he quit acting, blaming himself for his lack of success.
I made that difficult decision to step away, not because I didn't love it, but there was just not a lot of opportunities for me at that time.
I was raised in a very traditional Chinese value family to never blame anybody but yourself. So I thought I wasn't tall enough, I wasn't good looking enough, I was not a good enough actor. I didn't have the maturity to think they were just not writing roles for Asian actors. I thought if I were 6 feet tall, I would be a working actor. If I had the traditional training. All these insecurities started flooding my head, and I thought I was the problem. It was a painful period, and I was so lost. I was confused. I was miserable. I was very dispirited.
I thought everybody had forgotten about me.
Fortunately, Quan's career in the film industry took a turn when he was contacted out of the blue by Hong Kong director and stunt coordinator Corey Yuen. Yuen invited Quan to join him in a little movie in Toronto, which turned out to be X-Men.
You picked the wrong house, Bob.
Quan started as an assistant fight choreographer, and Yuen took him under his wing. They worked on several movies and TV shows together, and Quan also worked with Wong Kar-wai for several years, going between the US, Hong Kong, and Shanghai, where he met his wife.
I want to thank the most important person in my life, my wife, Echo. I love you with all my heart.
I wore many hats. I was an assistant director on 2046. He had a 3-picture deal with an American studio and wanted to make an English-language movie, so I was assisting him on that. After a 23-year hiatus from acting, Ke was feeling lost, but after he watched Crazy Rich Asians, something stirred inside of him. I was sitting in the theater, fantasizing, wishing I was up there with them, he recalls. It was as if the stars had aligned, and Ke realized that Hollywood had changed since he had last acted. There were now roles for Asian performers, and he wanted in on the action.
Choose something that you believe in, choose something that you love, and things will work out.
It wasn't like one day I woke up and wanted to be an actor, he explained. It was a conversation I had with my wife over an entire year. With his wife's support and encouragement, Ke summoned the courage to pursue his dream. But it wasn't easy. His wife cautioned him about the harsh realities of the industry, warning, "Ke, are you willing to go out there and audition again and again, and get rejected again and again?"
But I'm still very fearful of what tomorrow brings.
Despite his reservations, Ke couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that he would regret it if he didn't at least give it a shot. And so, Ke picked up the phone and called up an agent friend, telling him, "I want to be an actor again." 2 weeks later, Ke was asked to audition for a role, or rather roles, in the upcoming action comedy Everything Everywhere All at Once by the Daniels, aka writer-directors Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. The Daniels had been inspired by a joke on Facebook that compared Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang to Ke's iconic character Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. After some research, they reached out to Ke, sending him the script and offering him the chance to play Waymond Wang. "I loved it instantly, and I felt Waymond was written for me," recalled Ke. "Then reality set in, but I wanted this role so bad." So he hired an acting coach to help him prep for the audition. Feeling nervous as he walked into a casting director's office for the first time in over 25 years. But as soon as the Daniels started throwing directions at him, Ke felt a rush of excitement. That was how Steven Spielberg would direct me, throwing directions as the camera was rolling.
Hey, you cheat, Dr. Jones, you cheat.
All those wonderful memories came flooding back, and I was a kid again. I felt alive, and I was so happy.
I'm here because we need your help.
The audition had reignited Ke's passion for acting, and he was ready to take on the challenge of auditioning and potentially facing rejection. After waiting for 2 long months to hear back about a potential role, Quan was disappointed and worried about his future in acting. But he didn't give up, and eventually landed the part that would change his life. Working with talented actors like Stephanie Hsu, Michelle Yeoh, and James Hong on the set of Everything Everywhere was a dream come true for Quan. But the pandemic threw a wrench in his plans. Despite auditioning for roles, Quan couldn't seem to catch a break and even lost his health insurance.
Lost my health insurance. I was so nervous.
But when the movie was finally released, Quan's talent shone through, and Marvel's Kevin Feige took notice, offering him a role in Season 2 of Loki. Since then, Quan's career has taken off, with roles in the Disney Plus show American-Born Chinese and plenty of buzz surrounding his performance in Everything Everywhere.
Talk to you soon.
Even better, Quan got to reconnect with old friends and collaborators like Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford, who recognized him and gave him a warm welcome back to Hollywood.
Happy for him. He's a great guy, and he's a wonderful actor. He was when he was a little kid, and he still is. I'm very happy for him.
Quan had previously run into Ford at last year's D23 Expo, later posting a wholesome Instagram photo that went viral on the internet. Quan said at the time that he wasn't sure Ford would recognize him, since the last time he saw me, I was a little kid. But as soon as Quan approached Ford, he recalled. He looks and points at me and says, "Are you Short Round?"
Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
Immediately, I was transported back to 1984 when I was a little kid, and I said, "Yes, Indy," and he said, "Come here," and gave me a big hug. The producers of the Oscars were clearly anticipating a heartwarming moment as they arranged for Harrison Ford to be the one to present the Best Picture award to Quan at the Oscars and the rest of the cast.
The Oscar goes to Everything, Everywhere, all at once.
It was a beautiful, full-circle moment, bringing together 2 talented individuals who have worked together in the past.
Mom, I just won an Oscar.
We're not crying, you are! Quan's heartwarming speech touched the hearts of everyone present as he took the time to thank those who helped him reach this momentous occasion. With tears in his eyes, he expressed his gratitude to his mother, acknowledging the sacrifices she made to get him to where he is now. But that was not all. Quan also thanked his brother and his wife, who stood by him for 20 long years, never let him lose faith in his dreams. He urged everyone listening to never give up on their aspirations, stating that dreams are something you have to believe in.
To all of you out there, please keep your dreams alive.
Ke inspired hope and determination in the hearts of the audience. It was a moment that reminded us all of the power of perseverance and the importance of dreaming in spite of difficulty.
The only thing I do know is that we have to be kind.
That might be all for the video, folks, but this certainly isn't the end for Ke. We hope this is just the beginning to a successful acting career for him. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.